Hello everyone, today we'll be taking a look at the unbranded 10-inch D.VA statue with MEKA. This isn't an official Overwatch figure, but it's the only MEKA that is actually to scale with 6-inch action figures and isn't either an almost $500 statue or a Funko Pop. At first, I couldn't find a lot of information about it, but the only thing that seems to be a brand is the Shinhao name on the upper corner of the box. And in case you're wondering what MEKA stands for, it means Mobile Exoforce of the Korean Army. As for the packaging, I couldn't fit the box inside my setup, but I will provide a link to a gallery of it on my Tumblr, but I'll give a brief description on here anyways. I honestly didn't expect much from what is essentially a bootleg product, as they normally just come in a generic box saying what it is, but this box is actually pretty neat. It's not the best quality, and from what I've seen, it tends to get easily damaged during shipping, and mine suffered a lot of dents, but the figures were completely fine. It is a window-style box to let you see the figure inside well, and it has what I assume to be fan art on the front and on the sides and back. It has artwork and pictures from the game and a paragraph explaining D.VA's backstory. This set comes with a 6-inch D.VA figure and the almost 10-inch MEKA. The little D.VA statue is pretty well made, and the paint and branding all over D.VA's suit came out pretty clean, and her face looks good too. It comes with a blaster that is removable and can be used for any other 6-inch scale figures. Her headphones are also removable, but it looks pretty bad without them on. This statue is not perfect, but I still think it looks good on my shelf next to other statues, and I don't mind the imperfections, such as it having a hard time fitting into her pink base, since I bought this set for the mech and kind of consider her as an extra. Now moving on to the reason I bought this set in the first place, and the reason you're watching this video, the 6-inch scale compatible MEKA figure. This figure has some pretty good detail all over, such as the darker shading around the edges, and the branded decals are all well applied for the most part. However, the one on the front is too dark compared to how it actually looks in the game, and it has a pretty ugly blemish on the front. It came like this right out of the package, so I'm guessing this was a factory error. The cockpit can be removed if you apply some force to it, and although I haven't tested it due to fear of damaging my Figma, I think it could be possible to fit her inside if you remove her lower torso. It also glows in the dark, and really does look pretty nice at night. It has the effect of looking as if the cockpit was lit up. Although it may not look like it, this mech is actually articulated, which is why I don't really consider it a statue. The guns move up and down, the armrests swivel side to side, the handles are hinged and move forward and back, the thrusters in the back move forward and back as well as side to side, the upper torso can rotate, the legs move forward and back as well as side to side. However, since this is not an official figure, you should be careful when trying to move anything since it's very fragile and a lot of the parts tend to fall off. If you keep it in a static pose, it should be fine though, since it stays together well enough as long as you don't move it. Also keep in mind that the upper torso just rests on a peg connected to the lower torso, so you should always hold it by the legs when moving it around. This mech stands at about 9 inches tall, and for a size comparison, here it is next to a standard Marvel Legends. Here it is next to the Figma D.VA. Here it is next to a Star Wars Black Series. Here it is next to a DC Multiverse. Here it is next to a Overwatch Ultimates. Here it is next to the 80th Anniversary Hulk, which is one of the biggest non-Build-A-Figures in the Legends line. And here it is next to the Funko Pop MEKA. Overall, this is a pretty good set to get if you want to add to your Overwatch Ultimates collection, or if you just want a mech for the Figma D.VA or the upcoming Hasbro D.VA. It can really add to the posing possibilities of the Figma and is actually pretty fun to mess around with and take pictures. However, it has a few flaws, such as it not being 100% accurate to the in-game model, and the armrests are too wide compared to how it looks like in the game. It will also fall apart from time to time due to the poor build quality you pretty much expect from a bootleg. Another thing I noticed being missing was the lack of a lot of details that appear on the Funko Pop version. Most notably, the Blizzard logo is nowhere to be found. The main reason to get this set is to have a more complete D.Va in your collection, since as of this recording, neither Hasbro or Good Smile have shown any plans of releasing an appropriate scale mecha, which is surprising since Hasbro is no stranger to making 6-inch scale vehicles. The Black Series line has some of my favorite vehicles and creatures in my collection, so I'm sure that if they made an official mech, it would blow this set out of the water in terms of paint, articulation, and overall quality. It would probably cost around the same price as well. This set costs around $50 to $60 in eBay, which is where I got mine. I couldn't add a lot of variety to this video like I usually do with many different poses, since this figure works best when paired with D.Va and it's easier to get creative with for taking pictures and posting other figures around it than shooting a video in a limited space. And that's pretty much it for the review. Make sure to check out my Figma D.Va review, as I consider that video a part 1 of this review just because the figures work really well with each other. Also, if there's a figure you'd like to see a review of, just let me know in the comments, and if I have it in my collection, I'll be happy to cover it. As always, thanks for watching.